Well, so what are we gonna do today, Cousin BW?
The same thing we do every day, Melvin. Try to take over the neighborhood.
Hey y'all, Bloodwing here. Back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. It's time for Grump of the Week once again. And there's a lot to talk about this week. First, let me just clear out the elephant in the room. As most of you know from the video I uploaded and from my Twitter, yes, my wife has asked me for a divorce after 34 years. Basically because she's tired of taking care of a crippled old man. That's what it amounts to. I'm doing fine. I'm a tough old bird. It's hard to keep me down for any length of time. Always has been. I'm back on my feet. I'm back making content. I appreciate everyone's well wishes, but like I said before, I don't need sympathy. Empathy is fine, but I don't need your sympathy. And I'll make it through this just fine. Always have. Always will. You know, I'm like a cockroach. The more you keep stomping on me, the more I keep multiplying and coming back. So, right now, I'm still being a prick and still staying here in the home. I'm on the lease as well. So, we're just kind of avoiding one another. And it seems to be working out okay at the moment. Moving on. Something else that most of you are already aware of is the rigmarole going on with Markov, the MGTOW. If you don't know who Markov is, he's the one that started making videos on Some Dumb American on SDA and has been following her around and Mara and Amanda Wolfchild and just basically making a butt out of himself. He showed up now in 2 live streams, including the one I just done tonight on with Danny the Dingo. And he's just a real butt pain, is what he is. And I really fear for his mental health. The kid obviously, well, he's deranged. But while I would encourage you to go over and watch it, it's a very fun watch. I'm done with him. Unless he comes at me, I'm not going to bother with him. He's not worth my time. He's just not. And it's not like I'm this big, huge, thousands, hundreds of thousands subscriber YouTuber yet, by any means. But there's low-hanging fruit. And then there's fruit that's already fell off the tree and started to rot on the ground. And that's just not worth my time. And that's Markov. I'm done. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Now, that's not saying I won't take MGTOW to task anymore. Because I will. And nobody's going to tell me what kind of content I can and can't do. Don't even try. Because I'll just laugh at you. But yeah, there's that. But let's move on to something a little more cheerful, a little more nice. This is something I've been thinking about doing for a while. Actually, probably about 3 weeks ago, I started thinking about it. You know, when I got started in this, there were a lot of bigger than me YouTubers that helped me out a lot, either with advice or inviting me on live streams or giving me shout outs or collabs. And it's helped a bunch to get even to where I am. And at the time of this recording, I'm at 291, just under 300. And it hasn't been that long ago I was in just double digits. And it's been amazing. And I'm sure it's going to continue to be amazing. But I got to, and I'm not going to, all of you that's helped me know that I'm very appreciative. I really and we're appreciative of all the help you can. I'm not going to try to name you off because I'll leave somebody out and somebody might get their feelings hurt. But you know who you are. All those that help me out, I greatly appreciate it. But I got to thinking about that, and even though I'm not huge yet, I feel it's time that I turn around and start helping out some channels that are even smaller than I am. Channels that I personally believe to be undersubbed. And I hope this to be a ongoing thing. I may do it at least one more time or many more times as I feel like it. It won't be regularly scheduled, but just now and again. On the Grump of the Week, I'll feature some channels that I feel are undersubbed. And if I don't get to you, I don't want to take all day. You all have no idea how many channels I'm subscribed to. I'm not sure I really know how many I'm subscribed to. It's a ton. But I figure it's time to return the favor. And if I don't get to you this time, just wait. Don't get your feelings hurt. I'll probably get to you the next time or maybe the time after. I'm only going to take a few at a time. Tonight I'm going to point out 4 YouTubers who I feel are undersubbed. Now, you may disagree with me, and that's your right, and that's what this is all about. But since I enjoyed them, maybe you'll enjoy them too, and see if we can't help these people grow just a little bit. So let's get on with that. And the first YouTuber I want to talk about is one of my friends from this kind of little circle of amigos, if you will. It's kind of naturally evolved. Me, Danny the Dingo, Rationalist Yoda, and my little buddy, Brother Bear. We love to count him out. So we're going to take a look at Brother Bear. Now, Brother Bear is a young fella. Just recently got started on YouTube not too long ago, and he's become a member of our little circle of amigos. And Danny and Scribelight and Yoda and all of us like to pick on him and call him noob. It's kind of an ongoing meme with him. But he's a really good kid, and he's putting out some pretty good content lately. He's getting a lot better, and I like what he's doing. And so let's take a look at one of my favorite, a clip from one of my favorite videos of his. Here you go.
Desks were created for righties. The richest understands. Why the fuck is it that only my right arm gets to rest on the armrest? My left arm is just as useful considering the fact that I'm fucking left-handed. So why isn't the desk, the armrest for the desk on my fucking side? I mean, I'm not even gonna talk about the fact that these desks aren't even the ones that are used these days, and teachers don't even have armrests on their desks, and that they're just metal bars now, and it's unfucking comfortable for you to rest your right arm on it. But I'm not even gonna talk about that shit. But just fucking white privilege. Y'all back in the 1950s need to understand that desks were created. Look at that. I'm getting so pissed off that I can't even speak. Desks. Y'all need to understand desks were made for white people. Did I just say white people? Hold on, give me a fucking second. Desks were made for right-handed people.
We have Brother Bear. Go subscribe to him. Next up on my list of people I feel are undersubbed is a fellow that started just about the same time I did. And if you like my rambling grumps of the weeks, you might like his road rage videos. He does other videos as well, and they're all good. I particularly like the road rage, where he talks like he's just having a conversation in his car. And I hope I'm pronouncing this right, buddy. But up next is Hypnogenic Monk. Now Monk, like I said, when he does his road rage features, he's just driving in a car and just talking like you would talk with a friend riding with you. And he by his accent, he sounds like a fellow redneck or southern boy, which makes him okay in my book. And he's got a good head on his shoulders. I like the way that he thinks, and I enjoy his content. So let's take a look at a little clip of one of my favorite videos of his.
But I don't know that I consider myself a skeptic as far as a label. I'm a person out there who sees ideas, if they look stupid, and I'm going to question them. And I have gotten better, and that's one I do appreciate this community, is it has allowed me to question a lot more ideas that I might not have in the past, and see things and go, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And whereas I've been pretty good about that anyway, it really kind of heightened my awareness. I appreciate that. The other thing is this label of community. The bearing issue really brought that to light. And I think you see a lot of people who state the skeptic community, and then you see a lot of group of people who see the skeptic community with the proverbial quotation marks around it. And I think that's more accurate. The vitriolic response to the bearing situation is absolutely reprehensible. People who I thought knew bearing as much as you can in an online community. What's that word again? Absolutely threw him under the fucking bus.
And there you have Hypnogenic Monk. Go subscribe to him. Let's help him grow some more. Now the next person on my list is somebody that I consider to now be a friend of mine. And I think he considers me the same way. He's very good content creator, and I've told him over and over again that I think he is criminally undersubbed, and I still believe it. And that's Scribe Light. Now I first met Scribe in an Irate Bear live stream that I scream. Some of his live streams are like that. In an Irate Bear live stream that I was also in. And I really enjoyed talking with him. And as I remember correctly, but you know our old men memories, we were in a Based Mama stream later that same night. And since then, I almost immediately subbed to him and talked to him a lot in his comments. And we've now been in streams together quite a few times. I really enjoy what he has to say. Scribe has a very easy listening voice, very easy to listen to. He's extremely intelligent and always comes up with somebody different than what everybody else is doing. You know, it's not the flavor of the day. And like I said, he is criminally undersubbed. I don't see how this guy isn't in the tens of thousands of subscribers by now. And he truly deserves it. So let's take a look at a clip from one of my favorite videos of Scribes.
Today, I'd like to start not this fall with the start of my freshman year at UC Berkeley, not in 2015 with the beginning of my work with the Alliance for Climate Education, not even in 1998 with my birth. Today, my story begins in 1979.
Your story begins 19 years before you were born. Okay, well, you said you were an Iranian American, so my guess would be this is about your parents?
It was in this year that the people of Iran mobilized in a revolution that overthrew the Shah, an imperial dictator put in place by the United States and Britain. While the revolution was truly complex and nuanced.
Complex and nuanced? Why do I have a feeling we're about to receive heavy portions of apologetics sugar-coated with some convenient omissions of fact? Also, yes, the Shah was a dictator. But who took over after the revolution? The Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme leader. He ruled from 1979 until his death in 1989, and oversaw the execution of thousands of dissidents in that time. Is all that included within your nuance?
I did one thing that was unthinkably powerful. It served as a bold act of resistance against global capitalism, imperialism, and white supremacy.
I always hear imperialism used as a pejorative, but its meaning is about as ubiquitous a concept as you can find when it comes to conducting the business of any modern nation. A policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. All nations seek to extend their power and influence through diplomacy or military action.
And there we have Scribelight, and I hope you can see why I am so up on this fella. I mean, he really deserves more than he has. So go, sub to him. Let's help him grow. Now, the next person on my list is a little different. He's a guilty pleasure of mine. And he's not like the other three YouTubers in that he doesn't do the kind of content that we do. He doesn't take on feminists. He doesn't take on SJWs. No, what he does is do these beautiful videos on history and travel. And on YouTube, he's known as Sage Kronsel. But we know him on Twitter as just Tim. Now, like I said, Tim is different than the other three that I've mentioned here tonight, in that he doesn't do our kind of content, although he hangs around all of us. Everybody on Twitter, from this end of the YouTube, knows Tim Kronsel. And I really love this guy's content. I've mentioned before, I'm a history buff. For me, history is like porn. I just love his content. If you like history like I do, you'll love what he does. If you're not that into history, he also does travel videos. He and his father are both very well traveled. They are Danish, and I hope I'm getting that right, Tim. I apologize if I'm not. But they travel to the U.S., they travel around other parts of the world. They're very well traveled. And all of his content is just so interesting to me. He is my guilty pleasure. So let's take a look at one of my favorite videos so far from Tim.
Émile Coué, a French psychologist and doctor, always liked to, amongst other ways to treat people, to perform self-suggestion. It was basically a chance for the patient to think positive. He should say to himself always, I feel better today. I feel better today. That would help him then improve. He also liked to have his nurses say something like that, because the patient should always say, no, he hasn't gotten worse. He thinks he's gotten worse. Which, of course, led to the situation that one day a nurse came into his office and reported, patient number 107 in room 11 thinks he's dead. The great German composer Johannes Brahms once had a young man look him up in his home and ask him to look at some piano pieces that the young man had composed. Brahms looked through the score, then looked at the young man and asked, "What is your profession actually?" "Well, sir," he replied, "I'm a jeweler." "Really?" Brahms said. "Then why are you composing?" The young man smiled a bit, looked embarrassed and said, "Well, that is just my weakness." "Yes," Brahms said, giving him back the sheets. "I can see that."
And there you have Sage, or Tim Kronsel. Please go subscribe to him. This man only has 35 subs, I think it was, when I last looked, and that is just criminal. I love to hear him explain history, and if you like history like I do, then you'll agree. So that's the four people that, on this episode at least, I feel are criminally undersubbed. If you go and subscribe to them, and I'll put links to all their channels down below, please let them know in the comments that Bloodwing sent you. I'd like to see just how much I've been able to help them. I don't expect it'll be a great amount because I'm not that big, but let's do what we can and get these people subscribed and their content enjoyed. But that's going to do it for me. I'm wore out after that live stream earlier, And doing this, I'm just tired as can be, so I'm going to probably go right to bed as soon as I get it uploaded. So, there you have it. And as always, get out of my yard.